My phone rang severally, but I was so weak to pick up as it was still 5:15 a.m. "Whoever it is has to wait till I'm fully up," I mumbled. It kept on ringing, so I turned my cell phone off to sleep better without even bothering to see who the caller was. 2 hours later, I awoke to find out it was Alex calling me. I had missed his call 6 times that morning. Guys are so disturbing, don't they get it if a girl is not interested? I said indifferently and never returned his call. Days passed and he never called me again. I felt relieved. As days turned to weeks, I had to call him because that wasn't Alex. I called him once and he didn't pick up, so I got angry. My pride was telling me, "I told you he's fine, now he ignored your calls." I decided not to call him again or even pick up his call. Weeks were now months and Alex never called. I thought maybe he finally moved on, but something in me made me really bothered and uncomfortable with his absence, but I decided to play hard, so I didn't call either. Now it's been 6 months without a call from him. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I called him, but his line was switched off. I now became really worried. I decided to check him up on Facebook. Tears ran down my eyes uncontrollably as I saw "R.I.P. Alex. God rest your soul." I checked the date all these were posted and it was 5 months ago. I didn't want to believe what I saw, so I decided to call him again. Alex's number was still off. This is unlike Alex. I went to his house, and there was no sign that they had lost a soul. His mother was watching a movie while his sister was in the kitchen. I walked in as his sister opened the door for me. "You look familiar, I've seen you somewhere," she said with confidence. I got a bit confused because I've never met her before. Then she said, "Yes. I've seen you in my brother's gallery. He said he really liked you, but you didn't want to give him a chance." She turned to her mother, "Mom, it's the girl Alex always spoke of." Her mother smiled and welcomed me happily. I sat down trying to read their mood. It seemed nothing happened. Finally, I told them I came to see Alex as we've not spoken for quite a long time now. I really looked stupid. They gave me a surprising look. "You didn't know he left us?" I was still forcing myself not to believe it's forever left to where, ma'am. I asked, hoping he traveled instead. His sister took me by my left arm and led me to a grave left for his grave dear. Now tears ran like a waterfall from my eyes to the ground. He died 6 months ago, but was buried 5 months ago. I developed a cold feet. Alex called me 6 months ago and I didn't pick up or even return his call. I felt so guilty. I asked what happened. Alex had died from an asthma attack. The day he called me 6 times, he had his asthma crisis. I was the last number he called the previous day. His attack was so severe that it was me he could call at that time, and his phone could redial, and that was why my phone kept ringing even when he was struggling to breathe and had his phone far from him. When his neighbor came in, he was no longer breathing, but his pulse was still okay. He was taken to the hospital where he used oxygen for 2 days and finally gave up the ghost. I was speechless as tears kept running down my cheeks. I blamed myself, cause if I had picked up, I would have probably been there early enough to save him. By what time did his neighbor get him to the hospital? The doctor said he was brought in at exactly 9:30 a.m. This made me feel guilty even more than before. If I had picked up, I probably would have saved his life in time. He actually struggled to live for 4 hours, 15 minutes, but as a heartless human, I was nonchalant to his calls. I felt like I was the one who actually killed him and not the asthma attack. Alex has been nothing but a very nice guy to me. But I paid him back with death. I hurriedly ran out of his house as I couldn't bear the guilt and tears. I blamed myself for Alex's death. I was so mean, in fact heartless. I cried for months. Well, I called everyone in my contact to make sure they were okay, especially those that cared about me. I'm a murderer and must live with that guilt. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to get more interesting stories.